How to get out of paycheck to paycheck living. Go work for Walmart and take advantage of their GED program, then enroll in their free college program. Are there local resources that you can use to help ease the pressure on your budget? For example, a food bank, church or shelter that offers free meals sometimes. If you have to pay utilities, there might be public assistance for utilities that you might qualify for. Part of the tiredness could be from insufficient calories. The options for getting away from paycheck to paycheck are cutting expenses or increasing income. Or both, so that you can start to have some savings. More resources for fun too. I know you are working so much, and balancing two demanding jobs is difficult. In terms of increasing income, would it be possible to replace either of the jobs with one that pays more? In terms of stress, exhaustion is physical and mental. On YouTube there are lots of free videos about meditation and yoga. Something like that might help with the mental aspect of the situation. Things do get better, sometimes really slowly, but it sounds like you are doing the right things and you should be proud of yourself for how far you've come, especially with such little support. You must be a strong, resilient person to have done this much already. You will have good things coming your way. It's inevitable if you keep moving forward. The GED, other positive plans are all moves in the right direction. Friend of mine was in the same boat. I noticed you said paycheck to paycheck, but stay on the GED path and save some money whenever possible. Friend was always into computers, and once he got his GED he took the CompTIA A+ for certification and got a help desk job, which allowed him to move up from there. As far as I know, course prep is free and can be found on Google, YouTube, and the tests are like $200. He didn't have a laptop, so he used a library to get access to the courses he could study for, and he is doing reasonably well now. Hope for the best. Man, I feel your pain, bro. I legit understand your situation. My mom gave me a choice at 15 and I decided to leave. It was a jacked up few years on my own. I ended up reaching out to my mom at 18 and she helped me with a place to stay till I got back on my own feet. It ended up repairing our relationship as well. My dad died when I was 5 in the early 90s. Is reaching out to your parents for help out of the question entirely? Word of advice. Stay away from restaurant industry. It will lure you in with big promises. But once you're in, you will never break the paycheck to paycheck cycle. The industry is 100% toxic. Try for warehouse or factory. Instead of community college, try to learn a trade. Several unions in my area actually will take you on, send you to trade school, and get you a job. I'm not saying all unions will do this, but if you look around you may get lucky. I was in your situation. I was violently thrown out of my family home at 17 years old. Spent my entire senior year of high school homeless and living in an abandoned train car, abandoned hotel room. I live further north than I like. So that first winter was the most terrifying time of my life. Several brushes with death, but I got through. Soup kitchens saved my life. Learned how to survive. Got on my feet after about 15 months. It's been uphill ever since. It'll get better, man. I promise. It's going to suck bad right now. It'll push you to your limit and there won't be a single pain you won't feel. But just focus on staying alive and pushing forward. You'll make it out fine. Just please, listen to an old chef. Stay the hell away from the restaurant industry. Our career advice might help. Or our unethical life pro tips if you're really desperate for a quick buck. Honestly, almost no one asks for a high school degree. Only time I had to show my transcript was to try and join a plumbers union. As a matter of fact, I've only had to show my college transcript once too. Just lie about it until you get caught. For immediate help, go to food banks and a meal. There's no reason to be eating only once a day. That's not healthy. Besides, this will save you a few bucks in food. Yay, the economic landscape sucks. I'd say take advantage of coupons, deals at the grocery store. If a place has a rewards card system, use it. Pay attention to conserving utilities that you pay for, i.e. keeping lights off when not in a room, turning off computers when not in use. Bad habit of mine not to do that. Learn to cook cheaply and in large batches that will last you a few days. Pennies add up to dollars. Yada yada. You've probably already heard all of this. You just have to pay attention to it and put these practices into action without exception. There are a lot of on-demand jobs that require not too much time in school. You'll probably have to knock out the GED thing first and tough it out for a little longer. But pretty much anywhere truck drivers make six figures. Phlebotomists can make money for a pretty short class. A lot of charities will pay for schooling. Find what pays the most and takes the least tone in school. My best advice is to get tech certifications. If you have the brain for it, that's an excellent ticket to a higher paying job. CCNA in particular is a great way to start making more money. It won't be fast, but especially compared to higher education, it's dirt cheap. As others have mentioned, take the green and use the GI Bill to go to college after. I'm personally against enrollment most of the time, but it might be your best option. I hope that when your parents kicked you out at 15, they had a visit from the authorities and were charged with endangering the welfare of a child. Food. Food is a large expenses, yet something you really can't skimp out on. Find yourself a few food pantries. They give away free food. Some weekly, some monthly. Generally it's a box of X. So you may need to get creative, but food pantries will be a great supplement. In addition, try for SNAP benefits, used to be called food stamps. It's a program for low-income individuals to give them money for certain foods. This should fill in the missing parts that you don't get from the food pantries. Clothing. Thrift stores are great. You can be stylishly vintage or just timeless classic. Watch your prices though. Some thrift stores have raised prices a lot since it's been trendy to shop there. So look, but also keep a head on your shoulders about what a good deal is. Cell plans. Look at MVNO carriers instead of the big boys. Mint Mobile has great pricing and Boost too. You can save $20, $80 per month on your cell bill. If you can cut back on these things, you can really start to amass some small bits of savings. Long term, you're going to need to find a higher paying job. So, education will be your friend here. GED. Associates from an accredited community college or accredited online. This will show you are moving forward and are smart. Don't be afraid of the public library. People tend to forget they exist. But they can get you all sorts of books on any topic in the world all for free. Yes, the internet is great, but it doesn't quite have everything yet. Find a job that pays more. Waiting tables, warehouse positions, factory workers, police officer, and security tend to pay more than fast food or retail. Also, try to supplement your income with welfare if you can. From there, try to get yourself to a position where you are getting an education. Join subs such as our Personal Finance. If you post your income, if you have any loans, credit card debt, and very detailed budget with every single expense, they will give you great advice. It's a bit of a controversial opinion and I don't quite know where you live or your background. But once you get your GED, you can go to the military, either part or full-time, and use them for a steady paycheck. If you can get a job that gives you a skill that transfer to the civilian market and get them to pay for your school. If you want to go down that path, both while you are in and once you get out, there are obvious pros and cons to the military. But lots of folks use it as a stepping stone because when done correctly, it can be a very big one and definitely expands your network. Granted, if you go active you will have a room, food, and job, but there is a lot of BS, and after 4 years you get the GI Bill, and while in you can use tuition assistance. And if you go to the reserves you can get TOEFL for them to pay for school. Granted, there is a chance that you can go overseas for extended periods of time and here at home. Also look for companies around you that have employee assistance programs as well as college assistance programs or OJT, especially trade schools. Education is your best ticket to better paying jobs. Community college is cheap or free depending on where you live. Take trade classes and get a certificate in something like welding or tech. Can you get your GED? What about warehouse or construction work that pays higher? Do you live alone? Are overemployed? Are you going to food banks? Do you have a driver's license?
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. TooAfraidToAsk is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.